Good morning, everybody, and welcome to episode 5 of Lawyers and Dragons and the Trees of Eternity. I hope you're excited for this episode. I know we are. I got to tell you a little behind the scenes here. You all are missing out because when the intro is playing, you don't get to see folks like Alyte dancing along to the music. It is fantastic. It is a party. Everybody's excited to be here.
I am never not dancing to that intro.
You get the little windows in the bottom. You get to see that. I'm also bobbing my head. It's a good time. I hope everybody's ready for some fun. Obviously, we just had interactions with Kurt and Blackleaf and Trinity and Emily D. Baker. And now we're free. And obviously, we're just going to have a relaxing episode. No conflict. Very little excitement. It's just going to be a chill one. Is that right, David? Did I get that right?
No. I guess so. Yeah, sure. That's what's going to happen.
All right, Game Master, take it away.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to Lawyers and Dragons, Trees of Eternity. We are picking up right where we had left off last time. You guys are all still standing in the courthouse. You dispatched that creature that was throwing gold all over the place. And we last left off with nobody looking out the window and seeing that there is somebody standing outside waiting for you guys. You very clearly see that they're standing there. They're wearing a kind of very nice, elegant armor. And they're just standing there patiently, like hand on their sword that's on their hilt, on their belt, just waiting for you to come outside. Now, only nobody knows this. And I'd like to ask, what are the rest of you doing in the aftermath? Trinity has left. She packed up her stuff and got out of there.
I'm still looking back at the gremlin, wondering what it is he may have known about the trees that he dangled in front of me at the last minute before Trinity took the last blow from him, and kind of wondering if it would have been of any value anyway.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. Insight. Oof. 9.
On a 9, you're not going to really know much else, but as you're kind of looking him up and down, you'll notice that his palm is open on the floor, and you're going to see that he also has a little symbol on his hand.
He knew something. Mm-hmm. He definitely knew something.
Yeah, he had a little leaf on his hand.
He's dead now.
R.I.P. Never
Trinity.
forgetting.
Well, she got us out of that jam, but also assassinated our main informant. What are you going to do?
Well, she had to use the longbow of truth, guys. It had to happen.
She had some cool stuff.
What is Ghostblade doing at this point?
Ghostblade is looking down at his daggers and contemplating and looking back at the gremlin and wondering how, with the gremlin in prone position, he didn't end Gremlin's life himself, and judging himself for it severely.
Ghostblade's been judging himself quite a bit so far.
He's very reflective,
especially because Gremlin was in the prone position. When...
Ghostblade's therapist just sits there and listens to him for an hour and then just writes in their book, what the...
I thought he could sit there and write brain.
The Journal of Ghostblade. Today I tried to kill a man. I did not succeed. He was a gremlin, but I did stab him in the neck. I will talk about this with my therapist later.
What did we learn from The Wire, Rob? You don't take notes on a criminal conspiracy.
Oh, come on.
Ghostblade, give me a wisdom check.
Oh,
wisdom check. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's going to be a 3.
On a 3, yeah, you're going to contemplate, how that didn't unfold the way you wanted it to unfold.
Yep.
You'll see nothing else out of the ordinary.
Dice are hot today, guys. Dice are hot.
Coming and swinging.
That wisdom roll was basically on par with like Ghostblade's decisions that he's made so far.
Oh, yeah.
Shots fired.
Rolls a wisdom check, just hear static.
Ooh, I've got a sound for that.
There you go.
The courtroom white noise machine goes off on accident. Gimlet, where's Gimlet in this aftermath?
Well, there was that big explosion of coins on the ground, so Gimlet's got a stack, and he's conjured a little like hand push broom, like, and he's shoveling money into the stack.
By the time you're done, you'll have a comically large sack of gold with you now.
Excellent. That's the preferred size of a sack of gold to be carried around.
Comically large, which then leaves us with Nobody. Now, Nobody, you see your party moving around. You see Gimlet is loading up this bag. What are you doing?
So I see this person. I remember that Lima announced when she was asked for her information that she's from Topaz Bay, which is the next town over, give or take. And I want to go up to her and point out this person and ask her if she recognizes. I believe you described some kind of specific uniformage on this guy. Whether she recognizes who this person outside that appears to be waiting for us might be.
Okay. Lima, are you going to go and look out the window?
Yeah, of course.
Give me a history check.
Okay. Ooh, we'll see. That was not an earthquake. That was an indie running after a cat.
Dog running earthquake, same deal.
And I rolled a 20.
All right, yeah. As you look outside, you see this suit of armor, and you definitely recognize it as people that would have passed through your town, give or take, sometimes. But they're always traveling with other magic users, so you'll recognize that these are called Mage Blades. Whoever this is a Mage Blade, and he protects basically wizard folk.
Okay.
Okay.
More or less, they're guards.
Okay. And I would also like to collect my things. I think everybody's probably collecting their things from the table, right? We had all our stuff in front of us.
Yes.
I already grabbed my stuff.
Yep.
I'm still
Okay. All right. Sorry, Ghostblade. Nobody's
Look, I
forward.
can't do very much right, but I can sneak away and get my stuff and put it before you guys can see it.
I was apologizing to Valis, our little hero gnome. Did Valis scamper off? Is he still around?
Valis is definitely hanging out here. Just like kind of on the come down. You had him all juiced up with the heroism, and then nothing happened for him. So he's like now on that come down from being all hyped.
He got all excited to play in the game, and then coach told him to sit the bench.
Yeah, and then he got on the bench.
Sorry, Valis. All right, so I mean, I would suggest that nobody, and I would invite Lime to come with, go and see what this person's about.
Okay. As you open the door, the person just kind of stands there and looks up at you, and you see it's a young guy. He's not out of his 20s, standing there, long hair, just very nice, elegant armor, crystal clean. It's very clean. And he approaches you. He says, "Are you with the party of Gimlet Otterfiegel?"
I recall a few more names from just a few moments ago, but yes, I know him. He's my friend.
Would you take me to him, please?
So I'm standing in the doorway, right? We've got the battle scene behind us. I said, "Look, can I ask what might be the trouble?"
Him and his party are being summoned
by
the Grand Mage Adaran.
Does that ring a bell, Lima?
Lima history check.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm like, not in my backstory.
I know.
Hey, another 20.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So Lima, you've definitely heard the name Adaran, who is considered one of the most powerful wizards in all of the Northern Realm here. So you definitely recognize that name. It's a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, so probably people that we shouldn't refuse to talk to.
So like the Black Knight, we shouldn't just be jumping into this. All right. Okay, just hang on 1 second. Just hang on 1 second, and I slowly close the door on him. And I come back and we talk to the party.
I can't wait too long as like he tries to look inside the door when it closes.
We're all friends here. Just 1 second.
It squeaks extra loud on the hinges.
That's the only way Hoeg knows is squeaky doors, folks. I'm sorry. Yeah, so
I can add some thaumaturgy to that if you want, and add some crickets.
1 second.
I don't actually have creaky door on my panel here.
All right. Always an option for Bonk. Okay, so we're back in the room. There's somebody that wants to see little buddy, and he wants to see all of us, including you, Ghostblade. Lima says it's a really important person, and that we should think twice about messing with his requests. So I'm inclined to go and see. Gimlet, is there any reason you wouldn't like to see local constabulary or authorities of any kind?
Did he say who? As Gimlet conjures up, he lets the little shovel go away and conjures up a tiny little wheelbarrow for the bag of money, and sort of starts looking for the windows. Did he say who wants to see me?
He did. It was like Grand Master Aegon or something like that.
Darren. Did
Yeah,
he
that
say a
sounds right.
Darren or the other one?
Isn't it like Adderall? I'm not sure.
Adderall. Yeah, Adderall sounds right. Lima's got it right. It's Adderall.
Lumberlost, give me a history check.
Oh my. Oh, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
I really like
22.
Ghostblade's over it all the time. I'm sorry, I talked over your number.
22.
Yeah, you recognize that name as well. That's a very serious wizard.
Mhm.
That's a force to be reckoned with.
Yep.
So Gimlet will go over and sort of peek out the door and say, was it a Darren who wanted to see me or the other one?
You're saying this to the guard?
Yeah.
He's going to reply back, Gimlet, is that you? The Darren wants to speak to you.
All right. Darren's not so bad, he says to the others.
Well, you know, I'm in to meet new people.
We could take you there now.
I'm in.
Gimlet will just sort of shrug and is like, you don't mess with, blowing off a wizard at this point. Or at least not this wizard. So he's in.
Friend with the daggers, are you in? I want the whole episode to just be you doing that.
I'm still wrapping my head. Okay, yeah, let's do it. It's an opportunity to redeem myself and maybe kill something else.
Friend.
Do not kill the Grand Wizards. Or at least
Oh,
do
no,
not
I wasn't
try to kill the
suggesting
Grand
him.
Wizards. That'll be a
I
very
wasn't
short.
suggesting him.
Yeah, so are you going to open the door back outside?
Oh, yes, we were talking through the door. That's right. Opens the door slowly. Thank you.
It's even better that it's being opened that way. It's just waiting there. And all of us are standing behind it waiting.
I think we're ready. Thanks for waiting.
I think you need to
the
grease that
creakiest
door.
Oh, it's not our courthouse, but yeah.
and like with this, now that the door is fully open, he's going to look inside and be like, what happened in there?
No, you know what? Law is tough. And I walk out of the building.
With that, Valis is going to walk out and say, friend, I am going to return back to my inn.
Valis, once again, I'd like to offer my apologies and thank you for jumping to our aid when needed, and that was not at all magically influenced. Have a great one.
You too. And he's gone. Like he's now come down and realized he needs to get away from this party, and now what starts as like a normal walk is now a full-on sprint. So he's gone.
Honestly, it's understandable.
Fair.
So
Fair.
Gimlet will have to visit him later, but for right now.
So to be clear, Gimlet is walking out with a wheelbarrow of gold. Like at this point,
Well, the money's in a bag, but he's got it in a wheelbarrow.
a wheelbarrow. Yeah. So
Minor conjuration for wheelbarrow.
he's got a Scrooge McDuck style wheelbarrow he's walking out with.
It's a tiny kleptomaniac gnome with criminal inclinations and a giant cartoon wheelbarrow. Got it.
No. Kleptomaniacs often take things of no value. Gimlet is taking the stuff of great value.
Did you grab the whiskey from behind the bench, or the vodka?
I don't know that I got that far.
I'll grab it on the way. I'll grab it on the way out.
Would Ghostblade go and check it behind the?
Yeah. I'm gonna try.
You go and check behind the bar.
Yeah.
All right. As you go and peek behind the bar, you see the judge is passed out, unconscious, back in the back, just knocked out. He totally sloshed. He's down.
Does Ghostblade take his wallet?
I would like to. I mean, he doesn't really deserve to be practicing anymore. He doesn't need it.
Give me a sleight of hand with advantage.
Just 1 second here.
All right. First one was a 19.
Rob's so confident he's not even going to use his advantage.
On a 19, yeah, you're going to reach down and pull out the wallet of the judge. And as you open it, where we would expect some kind of identification card, it's just a little Post-it with crayon written on it. It says judge.
I have questions about the justice
Sounds
system.
about right.
But you do get his whiskey, and you've got his wallet, and he's got 100 gold coins on his purse.
Nice.
So
write that
They're not
down.
gremlin
Eventually we're
coins
gonna get
either.
to a store.
what?
They're not.
Oh, I
gremlin
said
coins.
write that
No.
down. Eventually we're gonna get to a store. Yeah.
So the knight just stands outside waiting and says to Gimlet, "Are you taking that with you?" Gesturing to the bucket, the wheelbarrow.
It's like, unless you've got a money changer on the way, yes. I'm not leaving it here, if that's what you're asking.
No, I don't think we have any of that. Anyway, this way, and he gestures to follow him. Now, Gimlet, even just looking at this guy, you don't recognize him, but you do recognize the armor that he's wearing. So you definitely he's coming from Darren. You just don't know who this one is.
So there's this creaky wheelbarrow as I'm moving this along.
Nobody and Lima, are you following?
Yeah, we're following along. I mean, I'm following
This
along.
This is one of those that I'm not going to rebel against at this moment.
And
Also,
Ghostblade is following too.
Oh yeah.
Did,
Okay.
did the
I've got
judge
my
have
whiskey.
any malort?
No. No.
No, he didn't. So the guard is going to lead you back across the bridge onto the same area where the tree is, and this is the first time you're going to see it. It's been several days now have gone by, and it is completely burnt down. This tree is dead. And as you walk by, Lima, give me an Arcana check.
Ooh. Ugh, 8.
Yeah, as you walk by, you just get this really uneasy feeling, like this really horrible, dreadful feeling, like there's something very wrong.
Like my stomach is twisting in knots.
Yes.
Okay.
Whatever, there's something very unnatural about the ground beneath you now.
Rob,
And-
let's see, and I wish to make this clear. Hell.
It's the creepy feeling, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely had it. I
Okay.
love it. I love it.
So yeah, you guys are gonna walk past, and he's not even gonna stop there. He's walking towards Hightown, the Hightown district. So
Okay.
he will continue and cross the other bridge. And at this point, the actual city itself is very kind of deserted. There's not a lot of people outside, and the ones that are outside definitely don't look like they're up to any good. So they're not really anybody you want to get close to. They're definitely looking for conflict, just from their appearance. But he's going to continue walking, and eventually he's going to lead up to what looks like the most destroyed building in town. It's kind of at the edge of an alley. It's this little shack. Mind you, everything here are the beautiful, extravagant elven buildings with like brand new modern architecture. They looks great, but at the end of this alley is this little shack, and he kind of points down in that direction. He's like, right this way.
Lima, is this the kind of place that Magister Adderall would live?
It's a Darren, and
I
he's
can't tell you.
powerful enough to turn you into something more or less annoying. So you might want to show him some respect. And I say that as reluctantly as I can.
But Otter, isn't it possible that this isn't a Darren? All we have is this guy's word.
Well, in that case, we're wheeling a bag of money into a trap.
Correction, friend. You're wheeling a bag of money into a trap. Okay.
Oh, wait. To be
It could
clear,
also be that what we see in this building right now is merely a reflection of what someone wants us to see and not what actually is.
That's way too. It is early. It is really early. Okay.
And hey, nobody, did you pick up the pieces of your destroyed flail?
Yes, I got
courthouse?
everything. I have the broken flail. I have the 2 shields. I don't know what the glowing status is of my branch off the life tree or the magic tree, but I picked up everything I had before.
Yeah, so you've still got all of that then. Great. I just want to make sure you've got the flail with you.
I'm intrigued, Game Master, but yes, I do.
Yeah. Details. So the guy gestures. He doesn't go first. He's gesturing for you to go and enter into the house. Do you guys go?
No. He's telling me to go. No, I'm not going in front of him. I don't trust him. Someone else go first.
I don't trust him either. Otter seems eager.
Gimlet will go in because, like, what else are we going to do? Like, get to there and then be like, nah, we changed our mind.
Gimlet, I'd like. Can you describe how you're managing to open the door and maneuver the cart at the same time?
Oh, if I've got to do both, probably Mage Hand.
Okay, so you cast Mage Hand to open the door.
Yeah, might as well.
And all of you are going to see that on the other side of this door looks nothing like the outside.
See?
You were right, Lima. You're such a good friend.
Otter, you step inside.
Yeah, I guess.
As you enter in, you walk in, and you're no longer in the main city. But before I describe that, what are the rest of you doing?
When I saw that it's different on the inside, I follow in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
I'm wondering.
I was right behind Otter.
cool. So you guys would have all walked inside, and as you enter, the guard's going to follow behind and close the door. And you guys, where you had gone from just being in the city, now just you're in this extravagant looking but very cozy-esque kind of study, but it's huge, this gigantic room, the books all over, with a roaring fireplace, but you could tell that there's these gigantic windows lining the walls. Do you go and look over the window?
Oh yeah,
I'm looking at the bottle of whiskey to see how much of this I possibly drank to experience this right now.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, this is going to be so bad.
Oh, yeah, Lumberloss, you are intoxicated, and you're rolling disadvantage.
That explains the dancing in my head.
Yeah, you have double vision right now.
Oh no.
That's
Oh
cool.
no, this makes Lima concerned.
You got drunk and didn't even realize it.
Gimlet is resisting the urge to like think of things to add to the bag.
But the rest of you go, and if you look over through these windows, you're going to see you are not on the ground. You are looking down. You are hundreds of feet in the air above the city, looking down upon it.
Of the city we were in.
The city you were in.
Spins. I get the spins looking down.
Ghostblade, maybe you should sit down for a minute.
Do they have a comfy
Maybe-
chair, a nice lounger?
Maybe put the lid back on the whiskey bottle and just, sit by the
Try not
fire
to
for a
yak.
minute.
Try not to yak on anything expensive.
Can I
And
throw
please-
open? Can I throw open Gimlet's bag?
Most of all, please just don't embarrass us.
First of
While
all,
this,
the bag is tied shut. Second of all, no.
the guard is going to step forward and be like, "You guys just wait here a moment while I go and get the Grandmaster." And he walks away and enters down into a hallway to the left. But this is, you guys are left alone virtually in this gigantic open study library room. And I'd like to know what you're doing. And if it's yakking in Gimlet's gold bag, are you going to try?
To throw up in his bag?
Yeah, because you could. Okay.
I've seen too many bonks to want to be bonked.
I was gonna say I will throw the yak back at you.
Yeah, see, I might be drunk, but I'm not stupid.
I've never
debatable.
I've never been in a room like this. I want to see what kind of books are in here. If it's a library,
I was
if
thinking
it's
the
a
same
giant study.
thing.
All right, let's go look at the books.
Yeah.
So give me. Is there a particular type of book you're looking for, or are you just generally browsing?
I want to get
Generally.
me personally. I want to get a feel for what kind of books they are at all, as just a general like titles on the spines.
So
Yeah.
both of you roll me
What kind of
a
subject matter?
perception check.
Oof, those are never good for me, it seems. Okay. 13.
12.
Okay. Yeah. So both of you, as you're peering through, most of the books you're coming across are not truly valuable. More so, they're storybooks. So this is the fiction section. So you'll find titles such as "Rejecting the Country," "Hope with Silver," "Controlling the Universe," and these are all just storybooks. There's no spells in these.
They're
I've always
not
been interested.
they're not
in-
historical at all in nature.
No,
Purely
they don't
fiction?
seem like it. Purely fiction.
And Gimlet's gonna take the time, if he's got the time, because it's 10 minutes, to try to ritual cast an unseen servant spell.
It will. 10 minutes will pass, so you will be able to cast that. Yeah.
Awesome.
I've always been really interested in stories. Is there anything about dragons?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Six. Six is a good number, right?
6 is surely a good number in another game, and now you don't find any dragon books.
Good for you, Ghostblade. I mean, nobody.
I was hoping for some books about dragons, Lima.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry you couldn't find any.
It's okay.
Ghostblade, give me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
It's just in the corner.
it went so
Rolling
good.
Constitution checks.
He's like,
14.
Yeah, you feel a lot better. Yeah, it's that nausea has come and passed, and you're good now.
he's rallying.
Is he still drunk though? Is a question.
He's still
drunk?
Obviously. Yes,
No, I am a bearded man. I am bearded. I have nothing to do.
This is canon. This is happening. Gimlet, you watch him do that.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Gimlet's gonna cast minor illusion right by Ghostblade's ear.
Dodge.
We gotta be it's like yakety sax in the background with us in this library. Get it together for the Archmage.
Okay, good morning, everybody. We're back.
Time is going to pass, and eventually you're going to hear footsteps coming from down the hallway.
Turn to face
Gimlet,
the door.
coming. Act the closest to normal you know how.
Fly casual.
Ghostblade, just say nothing. Just say nothing.
Yes, I turn to face the door.
Same.
A man enters into the room with a long white beard and a pointed hat and a very long, elegant robe. And Gimlet, you recognize him immediately as a Darren. And he comes in and he's got his very, very frail looking, very old. Thank you for coming to see me. We have much to discuss.
You look like a wizard from the stories. My little buddy here doesn't look like a wizard, but he's a wizard. He is.
We come in many shapes and sizes, yes.
You got the pointy hat. It's wizard.
Yes, I have a pointy hat. It's a choice. Fashion statement of sorts.
I love pointy hats.
You'll have to forgive me. Good help is getting real hard to find. They're useful on account of being tall.
I am big. Yes.
Gimlet, it is good to see you again.
Gimlet, sorry. Yes. Hopefully, this isn't a "I want things back" kind of conversation.
No, it seems we have to discuss the outcome of the tree. I saw that you were all there. I must speak to each of you about it. Why
We
were
had
you all
nothing
there?
to do with it. We had nothing to do with it. We have no idea who started it.
Lima, you have to. We were just tried for all this. She's a little defensive right now. You have a pointy hat. He has a pointy hat, Lima. We can trust him.
Oh,
Trust is
I
an
don't-
interesting word.
They're like full body internal twitch.
I watched the whole thing unfold from up here in the tower. We were channeling part of the spell here that was interrupted by the Black Knight. We know that you weren't with him.
See? Pointy hat.
But I need
We
to know.
could have used you about 2 hours ago. Just saying.
Well, these things take time.
It was just a trial, you know. Don't worry, there'll be more.
It's a gold goblin. It was a whole thing. Don't worry about it.
You have to tell me, why did the Black Knight spare you?
Oh.
I was unconscious during that bit.
I might know him.
What? You know him?
Emma stares directly at him
I might
with a
know
shocked
him.
Pikachu face.
I might know him. He called me brother as he was devastating the tree. And he did sound like some people that I might have grown up with, possibly.
You mean possibly your brother?
Not in so many words.
You're related to the Black Knight?
I think it's possible. He didn't show his face, that we had shared living conditions at some point.
Now, to the rest of you, this is the first time you're all hearing this.
I knew
so-
that.
Well, I'm just making sure that they know, because now they
Oh, of course, of
they
course,
know.
of course.
Hence the shocked Pikachu face.
Yeah. Of course. Of course, this is the guy who's, in league with whatever or connected to whatever. He's like, yeah.
In league with?
Do you have a name of the Black Knight?
I know
Please
who
tell
he
me
sounded
it's
like.
somebody.
I know who he sounded like, but I can't be sure.
Well, tell us his name.
Having just recently been through a trial where I was falsely accused, I am disinclined to share his name.
Nobody, you do understand that this is also the individual who almost killed Otter and myself. And, to be fair, basically all four of us, but we actually almost died. This information would be very helpful to us at this time.
I know, Lima, and you've been a good friend, and I'm entirely with you about fighting the Black Knight, and the Black Knight is bad, but we just don't know if he's Rhine.
You're bad at this.
I'm bad at what? Oh no!
You need to never talk to the police.
I put my hands on my face.
So we have a name. We might be able to track him down if that's the case. And why were you all there? What was the circumstances for you facing the Black Knight? Everyone was running away, yet you all charged up to fight him.
Gimlet sort of charged up to fight him. First, he charged into a store to steal things.
For my part, I've been charged by the gods to enter into those kinds of conflicts. I serve the gods, and that's what they require of me.
Everybody in our party, I put my arm around Ghostblade, is charged with fighting for friendship, for friends, and for the good of all the people. And I look to Ghostblade and I say, right?
Ghostblade is just like,
That's a good response, friend. Silence is golden. He's right about that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Friends.
Gimlet says, it seemed
Big
like
hug
the
for
thing.
Ghostblade. He said friends.
It seemed like the thing to do at the time.
So if he is your brother, then you might be able to stop him.
We
For
don't
the
know.
powers of genetics?
Yes, of course.
I haven't been very good at stopping anything these days, so I highly doubt that you know what you're talking about.
We don't know that it's him. We don't know what he wants. We don't know. It might be Rhine, but I have never, ever had a brother.
Well, is he your friend?
No.
It was dark.
Gimlet sort of
I want
sidled
Ghostblade to
over
have
to
said that.
Ghostblade, and he's like, do you still have that whiskey on you?
Well, it seems you have a history, of course. But if there's anyone who can stop this Rhine, it would be someone who knows him. We know very little about his true motivations, but here are some of the things we do know. And he's going to turn around and cast some kind of a spell which makes a table appear in front of him.
Ooh, magic briefing.
And there's a map on the table.
Magic briefing.
It's a magic briefing.
Gimlet will try to peer over the table at the map.
Yeah, so he's going to say, this is the tree that was attacked. And it was during the ceremony of binding the tree, halting any kind of magical momentum that we were going to gain from the ceremony. Even now, you must feel it yourselves that magic itself is not as strong as it was before. And actually, all of you give me an Arcana check on that.
Oh,
As he says that, to see if you actually do feel that.
8.
Lima feels nothing out of the ordinary.
I feel
12.
nothing.
9.
4.
None of us feel it.
All of you feel exactly the same. None of
feel
you
nothing.
notice a real difference.
Okay, friend.
This
Gimlet
magic
looks
is
around for like a glass or a vase or something to pour the whiskey into.
a perception check. Oh
Yes.
yeah, you
Sell
find
it.
you find a vase by the window that's got flowers in it.
Is it his
Kim
size?
Wayne's
sort of-
World.
Set the flowers aside, tip the water out the window, sort of shake it out, and pour some whiskey into that. And now he's drinking it.
For the record, folks, no success in recognizing the loss of magic in the world. Maximum success at finding a drinking implement. Your Lawyers and Dragons.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
He's sitting there drinking whiskey out of this flower vase as he hands the bottle back.
There's one flower that's still in there.
It's a garnish.
Meanwhile,
So-
Lima just looks down at her amulet and just sort of like makes sure that it's there, and then just looks on.
When you're checking the amulet, do you kind of reveal it, or is it visible, or are you just checking that it's there?
Just checking that it's there.
Okay. So he's going to point down at the map. And he's going to say, here's the tree. Here's where we are now. And then he's going to point to the south, to another city. He's going to say, this is where there's another tree entirely. Right here by Alnwick. But now we also know that there is a third tree over here in the north. And he's going to point to the cluster of mountains to the northeast.
You mean past that big scary place with the big volcano and the desolate land?
That's exactly where it is. It's over there.
Yeah, I was
We
just
call-
worried that you were saying that.
We call it Balador. And we don't actually know how to get into Balador. We just know that there is a tree there.
I always find those pieces of information particularly helpful.
Yes.
We have no way in.
What's important to note here is that one tree is gone. Magic has been affected. There are 2 other trees in our lands. If something happens to them, we may lose magic entirely.
And
That would be
what
bad.
does magic do for us again?
Everything. Magic is everything. We're up in the sky right now because of magic.
Give him a little minor illusion for nobody.
Why does it sound like a dying goat?
It's a mosquito noise.
Let me, like, old dude, let me get this straight. You can create a table with a map on it out of nothing. And you're somehow suggesting that me, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, Tweedledoo, and Tweedleditch are going to be able to do anything else?
That is exactly what I am suggesting. He spared you. He must have done it for a reason. You have a weakness of his.
What are you smoking, and can I have some?
It might be pity. Have you thought about pity as a reason?
I think it is very important that we consider the circumstances at play here. Clearly, you, and he points at nobody. He doesn't actually know your name. Clearly, you have a relation to him. Maybe you can get through to him and stop him.
You hear that? He's saying you had relations with him.
Oh, I didn't hear that, but sure.
I don't know what I can do. I'm just a nobody.
No, nobody. You're clearly a somebody.
Kim is just like rubbing his temples at this.
Who's on first? What's on second? And I don't know who's on third.
What would you have us do? I don't even have a weapon.
Of course you do.
I don't. It was broken by the Black Knight.
If this is going to be the real weapons were the friendship you made along the way. No fight.
Okay, enough. Nobody.
That took far too long to hit.
The trees of eternity are all friends, okay?
Broken David. David
Show-
lost the accent.
Show me the weapon.
I pull out the parts of my broken flail and show him where it was sundered by the Black Knight.
Easy. And he just waves his hand over it, and it restores it. Your weapon is now back to the way it was. But where all of the cracks were, there is now like a gold kind of connecting it and holding it in place.
So that's what magic does.
Magic does a lot of great things. It would be a shame for us to lose it because of a group of zealots.
Zealots?
Yes. Magical
Tell us
zealots.
about these zealots.
We believe that the Black Knight has created an organization, people that wear very dark, rogue-like armor, and their goal is to shut off all magic in our lands.
Do we know anything else about this group?
We know that it is very important to not trust them should you come into contact with somebody who represents these groups of people. They are very dangerous. They might betray you.
Gimlet sort of looks over to Ghostblade and he's like, I'm pretty sure he hasn't trusted anybody since he was born.
Yeah, I was surprised that Gimlet's looking at me because I was half expecting him to go over to the flail and start scratching at the gold to see if he can chip some away.
I've got a giant bag of gold right now. I'm okay for the next 10, 15 minutes.
Gimlet is actually Yukon Cornelius looking for silver and gold.
I understand your concern, and I thank you for the weapon, but I'm still confused as to what the four of us can do for you. You can conjure things out of thin air. You can make castles fly. As much as I don't like, I think, the insults that Ghostblade just pointed at all of us, I don't see what we can do.
Nobody, did you notice the blade that he was using when he destroyed the tree?
I noticed when he was swinging it at me.
Did you notice what it did to all of the mages surrounding the tree?
I mean, they all died, right?
Exactly. They all died. But because their magic was rendered useless, the blade cut right through their spell abilities. They couldn't even cast to protect themselves.
This is sounding better and better.
But we have magic users. We have Little Buddy. We have Lady Magic. What? Aren't we worried about them?
Well, you see, you fought him, and yet you weren't hindered by his blade. You weren't hindered by his abilities. There's something about you. Maybe it's your connection through your past, or maybe it's something else entirely that we don't fully understand yet. But as far as we can tell, you're the only ones that we can find in the entire realm who stand a chance of going up against him.
Spiky Hat Dude, I don't know if you saw the same fight that I saw.
Yeah.
We most certainly were affected by whatever he was throwing. We almost lost these two.
And yet you're still standing here today to tell the tale.
Optimism.
Blind optimism.
Do you think I will learn more about the identity of the Black Knight if we do this?
I think there's no other choice but to go after him. Now, we believe that his group have assembled near Alnwick, and we would like to send you there to discover more.
Whoa.
Maybe stop him.
Send us here in a nice carriage?
No, through a portal.
Those are fun.
A
I thought
portal.
you said you couldn't get to the place that was over the Moorfield, like crazy, scary area, and you
No,
couldn't.
It's the other tree Ghostblade. This is the first tree.
Oh.
Yes, the other city to the south.
This is
You can
across the
summon
water.
portals. Okay, sure.
From here, we
Ghostblade
have...
had questions about portal logistics. Now, wait a minute. If we've got portals in play here, friend.
Well, you see, there must be a receiving portal on the other end. So we have mages in Alnwick to open the portal for us. It's like a doorway.
How does it feel?
A little staticky, and then you're fine.
Excuse
Yeah,
me.
I've
There was
never
a lot
That's
of
actually kind of
attitude.
putting it mildly. I believe.
Yeah, I
but
didn't like the way you said that.
Roll an insight check on him.
On me?
Oh well, no, on the wizard.
It's like it's going to hurt and it's more than anything you've ever had. It's going to be straight dentistry the whole way along.
I got an 8.
Yeah, no, it's just staticky.
Staticky.
It's a little staticky.
Staticky.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You keep saying that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I don't
think
know
I
what
know
it means
exactly
to
what it
feel
means.
staticky. Do you have any books on dragons?
Books on dragons. We have
Dragons.
few.
Dragons.
Yes, of course, dragons.
Dark
yes.
waving arms. Dragons.
I see. Yes, you're flapping your arms about. Yes.
They're dragon wings.
Is there anything in particular you're looking to know about dragons?
Just a good story. I would like to take it with, if we do this.
Before you leave, we will visit my personal study where I have books on dragons.
Okay, I'm in then.
That was way too easy to convince you.
He's got books on dragons, and it's just staticky, Ghostblade.
Well, then let me ask, Ghostblade, what will it take for you to accept this quest? What do you want, other than for magic to not die?
Well, that was
a
rather
little pointed.
passive aggressive. I don't really appreciate the tone. 'Cause I don't think you know what? I will settle for.
I think he's gonna say a hug.
No.
You want a pony? Is that?
I
is
think
that
it'd
what
be
this-
great if in my next battle I had another advantage when trying to kill somebody. That would be awesome.
You want a bonus advantage?
I don't know. He's guy's magical.
He's very keen on killing things. Very
think-
keen.
So you want like an enchanted one advantage dagger or something
If
like
you're
that?
gonna negotiate, you gotta come in asking for something, right?
I mean, I think we got the greatest treasure already. First of all, our friendship. Second of all, a book on dragons.
Lima, while this conversation is going on, give me an Arcana check.
All right. Oh, come on.
Hey,
I am
yours.
sorry.
It was going to be 15. It looked like it was going to be 15. and then it
That was
7.
close.
I
Yeah,
like the
Lima.
upsetness at the digital dice. I love it.
Yeah, while this is going on, you feel this like kind of sense of dread that you had before as there's a discussion about the other trees.
Sense
Okay.
of dread.
You just feel that sense of dread that you saw when you passed by the other tree. It's just like this overwhelming, very negative feeling. It's not nice.
Okay. I'm definitely not feeling well. I want to get to this second tree as soon as possible.
Gimlet, what are you doing while this is going on?
Gimlet will say, "Well, I could use more spells if we're doing this, and I could also. I've been trying to find an opportunity to go shopping for the spell components. I need some herbs for summoning my familiar."
What's a
These
familiar?
He sort of jingles the bag and says, "I can pay for those if you have them on hand."
We will take you to the storehouse and see if we can set you up with the goods you need.
Canister Stroming.
Wait a second. Gimlet, roll a perception check.
He's gonna give us any doomsday weapons. Perception.
You perceive nothing.
Yeah, Gimlet, you don't notice anything. But as he's standing there, Darren's gonna point and say, "What's that in your pocket there that's glowing blue?"
My pocket. And you'll sort of
Yes.
check.
And you pull out the that gem that you had found in the shop, the blue gem in the vial, and it's glowing
Oh, yeah.
blue.
Forgot about those.
We did do that.
Where did you get that?
You know, there's some questions we're just not going to answer here.
It's an interesting thing. He's gonna like step forward to like look at it. Do you
I'll
hesitate?
hold it up.
I haven't seen one of these relics in a very, very long time. Do you know what this is?
Let's just assume that I don't.
This is a relic of arcane magic. You can use one of these, and this is out of game. You can use one of these to get unlimited spell slots for 1 minute.
What?
That's so many turns.
That's a lot of bonk.
Wow.
Yes,
And I
it will
think
be
if you-
exhausted and disappear as soon as it's consumed.
Wait. I was there too. Pulls out second shield. Are you identifying things? Is this anything? Is this a thing? Mine's not glowing, but is it a thing?
He's going to step forward, pick it up, look at it. Oh, interesting. It's a shield.
Ah.
Gimlet will tuck that away carefully.
Yes, be careful. That glows, and it's a little, well, it could be explosive if used improperly, so just be careful with that. And he's going to turn and like kind of walk away a little bit.
Oh,
Just move.
good. Carrying an explosive. That's always a good thing to learn.
I dropped
Look.
my
Are
shield
there-
on the ground
Are
disappointedly.
there more gems like that one?
They are
in
very hard to
existence?
find.
Lima's gonna rob you.
I'm not one for stealing from other people, but I mean, if it happened to fall out of his pocket, I wouldn't exactly complain about it.
It was in a
and-
truck. See, yeah.
He's going to turn to Ghostblade and say, if it is gold you require, you will be well compensated. If it is weapons that you require, you will be well outfitted. But it seems that you are the only ones who are capable of completing this quest. Do you accept it?
I mean, I don't know. Can you manifest one of those things?
Before you even get the chance to answer, you're going to hear, wait a second, what's going on here? Coming from down the hallway.
Turn our head to look.
Gimlet, do you look?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look. I
Yeah,
already think I know who this is.
Gimlet, as you look up, you see Nigel Miller walking down the hall wearing very similar armor as that last guy that you had met, except his has kind of pointier pauldrons to it, looks a little bit higher value. What is the meaning of this?
Gimlet just gives him a great big smile. Hello, Nigel.
You know each other.
Is he a friend?
He's a thief. What are you all doing with him?
I
He's
mean,
our
we've already
friend.
gathered by this point that he's a thief. That's not news to us.
I'm
But
No,
what
if I'm-
exactly did he do with you?
Nothing
Lima,
but
you
trouble
tell
this one is. And he's going to step up and like kind of get in Otter's face and be like, I should rend you from this world right now where you stand.
Oh, I'm putting my hand on his shoulder, and shaking
Oh.
my head.
This is going to go great.
Even
I can't
before, even before you do that, like as you reach out to go and put your hand on his shoulder, he's just going to be pulled back by the wizard. No, enough of that. They are going to be going out to face the Black Knight. My lord, I have said that me and my companions will go and face this foe. Who are these people to step up to the Black Knight? They are nothing but losers.
Nigel, really? I can't say Nigel without using that type of voice, you little twit.
Hey, if you would have been Nigel, it's cool.
Roll
and-
roll an intimidation check, Ghostblade.
Oh, this is going to go so great. That was just a joke. Yes!
Now,
You mock me?
I mocked you once, I'll do it again.
How dare you?
You should be used to it at this point, though.
And at this, Lima's also going to use some thaumaturgy to make some trembles in the ground.
what are we doing?
Trembles in the ground, but you're up in the air, so it's like,
yeah.
what are you doing?
So it's like the whole like rocket ship that we're on is just trembling.
Wizard's Tower, not rocket ship.
Same.
Otter,
Same.
and now you. Who are you to mock me? Who do you
fight
think
my
Humble
you
servant
are?
of the gods.
I'm not fighting this one for you, Ghostblade.
Nigel, I feel like lots of people mock you. You shouldn't be too fussed by it at this point.
So
I don't even know what happened between Nigel and Otter, but I'm already offended by the things that Nigel is saying. So I don't like this person at all, and you are immediately not my friend.
And that's one of the worst things you can be.
You are all fresh and unkind, and I challenge all of you to a tournament. And he throws his gauntlet on the ground in front of Lumberloss.
Ooh, a tournament.
That's way too tempting. Can I pick the gauntlet up and maybe try to smack him across the face with it?
It's not gonna work out well.
It's gonna work out terribly, but I just want to try.
Give me a dexterity check.
Oh,
Tournament?
please, just for Monty Python's sake. Come on, man. That was a 12.
Yeah, you're gonna pick it up, and as you go to smack him, you're all going to kind of just disappear from where you are here and find yourselves on like a course where you could see that this is a jousting ring.
Oh, great.
And there is very clearly Nigel on 70 feet away on the other side, and you were all standing here together, and he is assembling and putting his armor on. And you'll see sitting up in the top of the booth is the Grand Wizard Darren, who stands and says, "A mage's tournament has been called for. Group with Otter of name we do not know yet. Please name your champion."
Gimlet will just kind of thumb towards Ghostblade, because if he wants to pick this fight, sure.
Nigel is going to call out and say, "I want to challenge that one directly." And he points right at Ghostblade.
See, I knew we were going to be here. It didn't matter what I did. I knew we would be at this place.
Do you know how to ride a horse?
Sure.
Oh,
Sure.
Well, then,
What do you mean
okay.
by sure?
I have the perfect spell for this moment. Gimlet casts Mage Hand so that he can flip Nigel off with 3 fingers instead of just 2.
A giant floating magical hand appears over over your group, flipping off Nigel and his entourage.
Gimlet's got 2 fingers going and a third one just for.
Approaching in front of you, you're going to see that guard who escorted you to the tower. He's going to come in and say, "Hi guys, so I'm going to be walking you through this wizard's duel today. Are you guys familiar with a wizard's duel?" And Otter, give me a history check. The rest of you would never have heard this before.
And history. Oh, yeah. Hey, I do have some numbers in that. 21.
Yeah. So, Gimlet, you have definitely heard of a wizard's duel before, and it includes 3 challenges. This is the first. So it's a challenge of strength, courage, and magic, and this is the courage challenge.
Well, he's got a lot of liquid courage.
And the guard is going to relay all of this to all of you as it goes on, but it's just, Otter, you're already familiar with what this is. So the first challenge is going to be jousting, which is the courage challenge. And then there is a strength challenge of combat, and then there is a magic challenge of magic. And so normally it's not to the death unless predetermined by the challengers. In this case, it's not to the death because he didn't say it's to the death when he threw down the gauntlet. It's just for humiliation. He wants to humiliate you, and that's what you all pretty much discern. So
I'm good at that. I'm good at taking humiliation.
You're supposed to be dishing it out here, not taking it.
So you, what's your name? Looking at Lumberloss.
Ghostblade. Yeah.
Ghostblade. Okay, so have you ever jousted before?
No, but no, haven't.
Have you ever ridden a horse before?
That indeed, yes.
Okay, so anyway, unicorns are not like horses, but they're very similar, but they have a lot of edge to them. And he's going to turn and pull out what looks like a little box, a little glass case, and he opens it up, and you're going to see that there are a series of gems in this box that look like crystallized diamonds, and inside that you just see kind of a floating energy inside of them. Go ahead and choose your steed. And now, before you do that, nobody, if we can throw that poll up for the audience.
You got it.
Awesome.
I'm super stoked about this. I got a book on dragons coming. I saw a wizard. Oh my god.
Oh no.
So chat, go ahead and work on that. But Lumberlost, you look down and you see that there's about 3 different choices here. 3 different colors. One of them blue, one of them pink, one of them green. Which one do you go for?
I mean, is it really a question?
Yes, that's why he was
that's
asking.
why he posed it.
Pink unicorn.
Yeah, you reach down, and as you put your hand on this gem, you will learn the spell Find Steed, which now you can, as long as you have this with you, you can summon a unicorn.
This is awesome.
and for the chat, go ahead and drop, please vote for what the name of this unicorn would be, as there is a nameplate in front of the gem. So anyway, you've chosen your unicorn. There are a couple of stipulations to this. Firstly, are you proficient in animal handling? And he's going to look you up and down and say, I don't think you are. You're not, I checked. Are you proficient in heavy armor? And he's going to look around and again say, I don't think you are on that either. I checked, you're not. Are you dexterous, Ghostblade?
Yes.
Excellent. So you have dexterity on your side. That's great. So on your rolls, when you are rolling, you will be using a +3. You'll be using your dex modifier. But there's also one thing else. Are you of nobility?
Are you?
Ghostblade.
Ghostblade?
He's taken a long time to answer the question, so it's yes.
I don't like talking about my past.
Well, we kind of need to know now before we begin the tournament. It will change the outcome of the tournament entirely.
I think
There's
he's a prince,
some in
little
my
buddy.
past on my father's side.
Then you will get an additional +1, so you have a +4 to all of your ability checks while jousting in this tournament. Because having nobility gains +1 to your modifier. Excellent. So, for the rest of you, are you all familiar with your roles for how the tournament works?
We have rolls?
Yes, everyone has a role here.
Oh my god, this is the best.
Just
What is
for
it?
clarity's sake, maybe we should go through those rules.
I have no
Yes.
idea.
So there are parts of the crew. There's the one participating, and then there is the person who's going to make the introduction for the challenger. Then there is the person who's going to take care of the horse in the downtime. And of course, there's the armorer who must be bringing shields and lances to the challenger in the midst of the challenge. Do you know who each of you would be?
I would like to volunteer to take care of the horse in between.
Excellent. That is great.
I can do the introduction.
Wonderful.
I mean, I kind of wanted to take care of the horse or do the introduction, but I can bring the armor and the lance.
It's great. So you stand right over here, and he's going to gesture nobody to go and stand by there's a whole lineup of lances and shields for you to run back and forth like the pit crew of this.
Sounds good.
Gimlet, right this way. We're about to begin. Ghostblade, you may want to grab a shield or something before we begin.
Did we decide who the armorer was?
I am. That's me. It's me. It's right here,
Nobody.
Ghostblade. It's me.
You don't have Baldwin in your name anywhere, do you?
Don't point yourself at anything.
Don't let go of the hammer.
I wasn't ready. that was a deep cut. Yeah, that is a if you know.
No, I'm nobody. We've traveled a while together now. Don't make
Good.
me sad.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure before you handed me anything or stood in front of me with something that was sharp and pointy.
Oh no. I mean, one of these is pretty rusty, but we won't use that one. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So you guys, Gimlet is going to be, he's going to gesture to Gimlet and say, come this way for you to make the opening speech about your champion. And he's going to walk you up to, he's going to take you up to the top where the Grand Wizard is. And standing up there is a dwarf up there who you clearly saw on the other side as part of the entourage with Nigel, but you've never seen this guy before. He's wearing that, fancy armor, and he just like kind of looks at you. It's just
for my visuals out of game here. Gnomes, dwarves, height.
Dwarves are a little bit taller than gnomes. Yeah.
Yeah, gnomes are fairly small.
That's what I love about
Gimlet is relatively tall by gnome standards, but that is not tall by objective standards.
Tallest gnome in the room.
And Adaran's going to say, okay, do you want to choose who would announce first, or should we flip a coin?
Gimlet just kind of shrugs.
I'll go first. And then the dwarf just steps up in front of Gimlet.
Gimlet should
Here.
pickpocket the dwarf.
I feel like this is the wrong time.
Oh, dang it.
The dwarf is going to step up and say, in our corner, we have Sir Nigel Miller of Box Bay Forest, who is going to be approaching and taking down these wicked people. Anyway, we're ready to begin. And he steps aside.
You're wicked.
Nigel.
As you do that, you see he visibly turns red. Otter, it's your turn to introduce your champion.
So Gimlet will cast Minor Illusion so that he can do this.
The dwarf is visibly angry, crossed his arms, and is like kind of upset that you beat him on that.
Presenting a man so mysterious, I don't think I actually know his proper name. Ghostblade, who's going to... Nigel, you're still a tit. And he'll sit down.
And with that, the mage is going to shoot a little bolt of fire into the sky and say, begin! And with that, Lumberloss, are you going to jump on your unicorn?
Fire. Unicorn. Yes, on the unicorn.
All right. The unicorn is kind of prances in front of you, and it's there is a saddle that you can climb on top of, and you have a pink unicorn.
Awesome.
But before we begin, we're going to check with chat. Chat has named your unicorn Nightwind.
Nightwind
and Ghostblade.
Nightwind and Ghostblade.
Right.
With 56%.
That's pretty good.
Nice. Good job, chat.
Okay, Lumberloss on the other side. Nigel pulls down his helmet. He's wearing full plate armor. You are not. You have a shield. You have your lance. And he's charging at you. What do you do?
I fought in your general direction. Now leave before I offend you a second time. No, I charge.
Roll a d20 plus 4.
So 20 and then d20. How do I arbitrarily add 4 to it?
Well, we'll just do it.
We'll just use mathematics.
Have you
Cast
seen my
math.
Twitter thread from this week? You did not. Oh, this is great.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
6.
Oh,
I charge.
man.
Do I fall off the unicorn and have to start again?
The unicorn might trample you, Rob. Who knows?
Okay. Well, first, let me see. because he is also rolling to hit you.
Awesome.
There are rules to this. He is going to hit you, but he is not going to score any points. But Lumberlost, please make an animal handling check.
Oh, I didn't even realize there's a thing. 5. I am getting everything today. If I refresh this page, maybe
Ghostblade and Nightwind.
You're already at the stage of I need to replace my dice. Guys, keep in mind, he started this like how many sessions ago, and now he's like, I need to get another set of dice.
As you guys charge, Lumberlost, as you charge in, you roll a nat 1 to hit, and you lose balance, and you fall off your horse, and you're going to take 3 damage.
Oh no!
Upon landing on the ground. Nobody, you'll see that his shield like kind of splinters as it hits the ground, and Lima, the horse, is now kind of running in circles. Would you like to roll an animal handling check to restrain it?
I would. 12.
Yeah, that's enough for you to call Nightwind over and calm it down. Nobody, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm going to grab a shield off the rack. I'm going to look for the gaudiest one I can find, and then I'm going to bring it over to Ghostblade. Like really, just as gaudy as we can get it.
Does it? It's
Encrusted
like
gems all over.
Yeah.
Roll a investigation check.
Sure. 13.
Yeah, you find one that's pretty gaudy. You have a pretty good one.
Fantastic. I want him.
Is it
to
like?
be-
Is
He's
it like
got
the Elton
Liberace of
John of?
shield.
There you go.
custom license
Liberace,
plate
there
that
you
says
go, that's right.
GHT, like BLD, like custom license plate in gems.
Your partnership didn't exist yet, so this is just a gaudy shield, but we'll work on that, buddy. Don't worry about it. And I bring it over.
And from the top, the Grand Mage is going to say, "That is the first pass. 0 points all. Ready for the next one." And Lumberlost, you get back on your horse.
This is the best shield. Don't worry about it.
Yes, back
I've
on the
got
horse.
mid-journey trying to throw to a
Fall,
gaudy.
you fall,
We'll
you
see.
get back up again. Okay.
You get knocked down and you get up again.
He's never going to be kept down.
Exactly.
Go ahead and roll a d20 and then add 4.
Away.
He does drink the whiskey drink.
Yeah.
8.
Okay, +4. That's an 8. You are going to you make your pass. Boom, you're going to hit him, but you're not going to score any points. You're just going to kind of nick his shield. He is going to also roll the exact same as you, and you both just kind of collide shields with your lances, and you circle back around.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
The audience is
is-
having a great time. They're looking for refunds.
That is the second pass. As you look around, you realize there's no one else in here. But there's a whole like stadium here. There's just no people in it. It's just the entourage on the other side cheering for Nigel.
Who did we announce to?
Is the brains blimp overhead?
I would leave that to the chat. I'm just gonna wait to see is the brains blimp overhead chat, and you sound off on that.
You know what this is gonna be.
let the chat decide. Ghostblade, do you make your third pass?
I feel like I'm on the unicorn. I don't know if the question is rhetorical. Yeah. I guess I have to.
Okay, roll the hit.
Rhetorical.
18.
18. Okay. As you pass, you are going to score 2 points, and you're going to hear no cheering. You're going to hear boo, boo, calling from the other side with the entourage as you hit him. and your lance, the tip of your lance breaks as you smash into his shield, and he kind of fumbles just a little bit, but he does not get knocked off of his horse. So, Gimlet, you'll see up at the front where you are, there's a line of candles up on the top there, and there's 5 candles in front of your side, and there's 5 on the other side, and then 2 candles ignite in front of you.
Okay, so we've got 2 points.
Nobody, do you bring him out a new lance?
Are we good? Are we good, Ghostblade?
Need a lance. Just careful when you walk it towards me.
You want another lance?
Please.
A lance?
Like pointy and not facing in my direction, if you don't mind.
Not a shield.
Not a shield. Lance.
Lance.
Pokey thingy. Pokey thingy.
All right, I look for the gaudiest lance.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, no. Don't roll a nat 20.
12.
You find a very you find a lance, and it's suitable, but it is not. It's crooked. It's not even good looking. It's a little worn.
I throw it on the ground. I look again.
Okay, roll again. Uno reverse
So
card.
Bad jokes.
12 again.
You find a normal regular lance.
No, on the ground again.
So many bad jokes. So
Boo,
many bad jokes.
boo.
17.
Yep. As you search, you're rummaging through these lances, and you find one that is covered in rhinestone.
Yes. Fantastic. I bring over the lance.
Ghostblade, you pick up a.
Just so the chat has a very good description, I am riding a pink unicorn, fully customizable, with a gold plate rhinestone shiny shield and a rhinestone covered lance.
How's this
Nothing
the shield?
says Ghostblade like gaudy.
I tried to generate a shield image. I put it on the share.
Oh no. Oh no.
And with that, the chat has voted 95%. And as you all look up, you're going to see the Brains blimp flies over again. And then it's sponsored by Brains Buys Drinks. It's a sports drink. And as you look behind you, you'll see that there are tables with big vats of Brains juice.
Brains juice.
Brains makes your brains better.
It's just like the logo is just a picture of Brains with a thumbs up and a glass in his hand.
Oh God.
God, I love Saturday mornings. They're
We promise shenanigans, folks. We deliver shenanigans.
like a rhinestone cowboy.
Yeah. Lumberloss, do you take the rhinestone lance?
Yes.
Make your 4th pass.
I'm also trying to generate an image for a rhinestone lance.
Okay.
That's going to be a 21.
Okay. All right. As you pass,
Finally.
How about
Good
that
roll.
lance? Am I right?
the guy's going to call out. Nigel's going to call out to you, and he's going to say, "You don't stand a chance." And as he says that, he's going to hit you with a 7, which scores no points and doesn't dismount you. And you're going to hit him with a 21. And on a 21, your lance snaps in half. And let me see what happens with him. He is going to get thrown off of his horse, slam onto the ground.
Wood chips right now.
Yeah, he gets thrown off of his unicorn, slams onto the ground, takes 3 damage. Ugh! Winded. And Gimlet, you're going to see 3 more candle lights pop up in front of you, scoring an overwhelming victory to the sound of no cheering because there's no one else here. You're just going, boo, boo. This game is rigged.
And the rhinestones of the broken lance just sprinkle down on top of him, shaming him into non-existence.
Nigel.
Glitter descends upon Nigel in the aftermath of the exploding rhinestone lance.
That's right, folks. That's a life lesson. You don't have to take the first lance offered to you.
Oh, no.
This is the more you know with nobody.
And Gimlet will try to drown out the booing with a minor illusion.
Lima, give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Oh,
Lima, the sound of the minor illusion overwhelms any sense that you would have going on right now.
damn it. All right. Well, I
And-
was also thinking of using some thaumaturgy on the crowd over there too. Just giving them some ominous whispers to distract them from booing anyway.
What are the whispers saying?
They're saying, Nigel is a fraud. Nigel is a fraud. Nigel is a fraud.
Give me a persuasion check. Or wait. Do you believe he's a fraud, or are you lying?
I'm lying.
Then deception check. That's a 13. At least one of them is going to turn around and be like, "Wait, where do we know Nigel from? Where's he from? We even know where he's from." I mean, we've known him for years, but like, what is Nigel?
Why
Yeah,
is Gamora?
Why is Gamora?
And for the folks in the chat who are wondering if I said fraud or frog, I was saying fraud.
Something for later. Transmutation. Another episode, perhaps.
It'll be a while before I know polymorph. So.
The grand wizard is going to say, "Well, it was a no contest. And you know how things are in a wizard's duel when there's a no contest. Gimlet, your team has won.
Oh, we don't have to do the other things.
There's a no contest. They didn't stand a chance. You
I'm
destroyed
telling you,
them."
man. Pointy hats.
The dwarf is going to turn and run down the stairs frantically as fast as he can, angry.
Goodbye, Nigel.
Nigel's going to get up and look at Lumberlost and just say, "You cheated. You must have cheated. There's no way you could have beaten me."
It's okay, Nigel. You'll survive to fight another day. Just enjoy the loss and enjoy the rhinestones and go and bathe in the tears that you shall shed later.
You know, in fairness, Nigel, this is the most we've ever heard Ghostblade speak.
I need a performance check from Lumberlost.
Okay, come on, baby. 10.
Yeah, with that, he's rightly offended. He's rightly offended, but his entourage, because he's getting like a little heated, he's starting to get hostile, but his people are going to come up and like take him and pull him away. "This is not the last time we will fight, Ghostblade," as he's dragged away.
I like the Ghostblade there, like Starscream.
Gimlet, can you do one of the big hand thingies and just give him the proper goodbye?
So, like the mage hand is usually only sort of hand size. So I'll do a minor illusion to make a statue of a giant 5 foot flipping the bird hand towards towards the departing Nigel.
It makes a loud thunk as it hits the ground.
It's a bonding experience.
No, this is just an illusionary statue sitting on the ground, just flipping him the bird. So,
as this tournament wraps up, it's just the ground beneath you is just going to kind of vanish away, and you're going to be standing back in the library. And Nigel's not there; his entourage dragged him away. And the wizard is just going to look up at you, still standing from behind the table, and say, "You work together excellently."
Gimlet will just say, "Okay."
Ghostblade, I'm looking at you. Can I get a high five?
And I'm totally going to miss because I was drunk the whole time.
We'll work on that.
You have proven here that among your teamwork, you can face down this dark night.
you might be right. How much
See?
rhinestone equipment do you have?
Rhinestone equipment?
No.
We might need all of it.
We have
no.
plenty.
We're gonna defeat him through the power of bling.
It's expensive. It's expensive to be Ghostblade.
Nobody's gonna rock up with like a rhinestone grill.
Sorry, the mage is getting a call. Okay, well, I know I already asked for the book about dragons, and you're the best to get us that. You get us that armor. You get us those equipment. I think we could do this, team. What do you think, friends?
I think we need to.
Sounds like a wonderful idea.
Gimlet just
Ghostblade
sort
is
of
in. It's just you, Otter.
Uh,
It's just you, Otter. Come on, little buddy.
I see we've assembled the E team.
Better than F. So,
Did you guys taste the brain juice? That was
okay,
good.
Ghostblade. Okay, buddy. Okay, just hang out.
Perhaps you should all rest here before leaving to adventure. We have very fine choices of the food and wine selection here.
How about tea?
He'll take a
Yes.
coffee and pointing towards Ghostblade.
Do you have anything that can only be prepared by magic wizards?
I'm sure we do.
I want your
Absolutely.
magicest food.
Magicist
Oh.
food. We'll see what we can do about that. But perhaps you'd like to stay the night then? You've earned that much. You faced my foolish cohort here.
Oh, yes. I will stay. I'll throw things around my office first, but I will stay.
He's going to start walking down the hallway, and it's going to lead to basically you're going to come out into this open courtyard, and you realize you're still up in the sky, but something that you never would have been able to see. It's not visible to you from the ground, but it's this almost like this kind of compound floating in the sky. And now you're seeing that there are other wizards and mages walking around here. This is something of a university. Yes, they're all wearing pointy hats, some larger, some smaller, and that establishes their ranking here at the school.
The pointiest hat.
Yeah, who has the pointiest
The most dunce-like looking hat.
I'm overwhelmed and super excited. This has been the best day. Outside of the whole Rhine thing and some kind of seriousness. Other than that, totally the best day.
So you guys, it is going to be going. You have basically it's the evening. It's early evening at this point. He's going to point. See there are the dorms that you will be able to stay in, and each of you will have your own room unless you want to bunk up. We can make arrangements for that too.
Separate room.
Separate rooms. Gimlet says with emphasis.
It's kind of Lima's catchphrase.
So you guys basically right now you have in front of you. It's around 5 o'clock ish, 5 p.m. The sun is still up, but it'll be setting soon, and you have kind of free roam of this like magical university. What do you want to do? Each of you can you could go either together or you can make your own decisions here.
Well, first thing Gimlet's going to want to do is get a hold of some spell components and summon his familiar.
I still don't know what a familiar is, Gimlet. I'm very excited.
Well, you're going to learn.
At this point, Gimlet, when you return back to that study room, there is your unseen servant would still be there. Is there anything you wanted to do with it?
I'm just going to keep the unseen servant going just so that it can, sort of generally do fetching and useful things. So, like when Gimlet takes his coat off, the servant, will carry it along. He's just enjoying having a magical servant to help him out.
Excellent. To be completely clear, Ghostblade, you did not dismiss Nightwind. You are walking around with a unicorn right now.
Oh, that is so much
my
cooler.
God.
That definitely also defeats any stealth abilities I have.
But you could always dismiss it, and it goes back to
The gem.
It's gem.
Oh my god, it's a unicorn Pokemon.
It's a unicorn book.
That is pretty cool.
I'm gonna dismiss Nightwind for now, and I can pocket the gem to summon later.
Yeah, it was given to you. You have
That's
it.
what he said. You don't want to ask again. He already said that. He could change his mind.
Yes, no, not changing his mind. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna dismiss Nightwind. Nightwind, take a nap, buddy.
The unicorn just like kind of and then goes back into the gem.
That's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Where does Ghostblade want to go?
Well, it's 5 o'clock. Is the sun setting? No.
It will be soon. You got about 2 hours of sunlight.
2 hours of sunlight. I'd like to kind of sneak around and see if I can just explore the castle or explore the little place a bit by myself.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you would be looking for, or are you just exploring?
Exploring and seeing if I find anything of interest. Just anything. Whether it's information, something expensive, something pointy, things.
Okay. So you're exploring. Nobody. What is nobody going to do with the remaining daylight?
My inclination, because I do have these magic users with me, and I'm overwhelmed. I am super excited, but I know what I don't know is I'd like to see what Lima does and see if I'm invited to follow along because she's magical and might know better what the cool stuff is here.
I was thinking that Lima was just gonna go and sort of try to scope out a quiet place, a quiet, peaceful place to do some meditation.
All right, well then she's gonna go meditate, and that's boring. So
Yeah, sorry.
Can I see Ghostblade from here? Because he's going and looking around.
Yeah, you guys haven't fully split off yet, so you're all still together until we switch between all you guys.
Ghostblade, I know you said alone, but can I come with?
There goes any stealth.
Yeah, well, we don't need to be stealthy. We're guests.
Sure, I'll
And you're
sneak
my
away
friend.
from you later. You can come along. I'll sneak
Hey.
away. I'll sneak away later.
Well, I mean, okay. All right, let's go.
Okay, so the first one we'll go with is Gimlet. So Gimlet, you go looking for reagents, and you find yourself. It's very easy to navigate this area. There's kind of magical signs pointing in which directions to go to, and there's a lot of people moving around. But amongst all of them, you'll notice that none of these people are high enough ranking like the mages that you had seen around the tree. So these are all students, but they're not all young. They're of varying ages. Some of them are professors. Some of them are just young students. Some of them are older. And you find yourself coming to what looks like a large supply area with a bunch of different tables of sorts, with people running those tables with reagents.
So Gimlet will sort of go up. Is this like a shop?
Basically, it's a shop, but because you've never been here, you don't know what the currency would be yet or how it works.
So Gimlet will go up and sort of pick out the stuff he needs for Find Familiar, maybe a couple castings of it, because he's still got that wheelbarrow full of gold. And sort of, how much for this?
You have your student credentials?
No. I'm not formally trained, as it were.
I can't give you anything unless you have your student ID or credentials with you. That's just the policy here.
What's a student ID look like? Gimlet asks.
It's
Show me one up close.
give me a perception check.
Let me just pull up the right page here. There we go. Yes, that is not excel. That is not excelling.
It's a 5.
He rolled a 5, yeah.
A 5. As you look, you look around and you just see like that a student in front of another shop is just holding up a piece of parchment, but you can't see anything on it. You just see that it's like a scroll.
I left it in my room. I'll be back. Gimlet says. I'll probably actually have to leave the bag of gold in my room, but Gimlet will try to sort of stash it somewhere in his room. And
to be completely clear for chat here, Gimlet is still pushing around this Scrooge McDuck wheelbarrow in this university of students. He is not wearing a pointy hat, so he's getting like confused, puzzled looks from people.
I was gonna say, is he drawing attention? Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely drawing a little bit of attention.
Also, I'm going to need chat to help decide on an image for Gimlet's familiar here. So I've got on my screen share here a couple of options. This is option 1, and this is option 2.
What exactly is a familiar?
It's a little helpful creature that can, that you can conjure up and can go do things for you. So
Nice.
Is that bigger than you or smaller than you?
a winged monkey. So it's smaller than Gimlet, but probably not by a whole lot.
Yeah, it can't exactly sit on his shoulder.
I like that one, the blue
I
one.
like the first one, blue one.
This
Yeah,
one?
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one
All
looks
right.
curious. The other one looks determined.
I'm seeing more ones.
The other one's sort of got a business suit to it.
Yeah.
If it's that one, it has to also have the suit. But I am seeing more ones. So I think that gives us this one right here.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
All right.
overwhelming one. We're gonna go with the blue one.
Excellent. All
Okay.
right. So once Gimlet drops the cash off, he's going to see if he can steal somebody's student ID.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
you're gonna at this point you'll get back to your room and you'll open it up, and it's a pretty nice room. It's well outfitted, and you'll be able to leave your gold there. But before that, we're gonna jump over to Nobody and Ghostblade. You guys, in what direction are you going to go? You know that there is something of a like market reagents shop basically to the north. You know that to the left is going to be classrooms, and the right is going to be the mess hall.
I mean, I don't know. Nobody got an idea?
Well, we've been invited to a dinner, right? So I don't know that we need to go to the mess hall. What if we went and saw the classrooms? They've got to be learning magic. They got to be doing so much cool stuff.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah, you
I've
guys
also
go.
got a real-time image of Gimlet fabricating his ID. If Rick is so brave.
I don't know what I'm seeing on these windows, so it is a matter of bravery. You want yours?
Yeah.
And for those of you listening in chat to the replay, it is a stick figure that says student ID made in Microsoft Paint.
All right.
And there's a frowny face on the stick figure.
Okay.
Thank you for that. But
Shenanigans.
you guys are going to continue walking down through where the classrooms are, and you're going to see that there is kind of names on the doors of many of these places. One of them is arcane. One of them is illusion. One of them is transmutation. And do you go into any of those rooms? There are classes going on right now in each of those.
I don't know about you, Ghostblade. Transmutation sounds the coolest to me.
Yeah, I was definitely going with that one.
Friend.
Okay. And as you guys go and sit in the room and give or take, how long will you stay there? Because as you go in, you take your seats, you're going to get like kind of scoff looks from some of the students, like the preppier looking ones. That
We don't have pointy hats.
You don't have pointy hats. And so, but as you'll sit there, you're going
Nigel
to see
Juniors.
Yeah. Can I just like take a dagger off of here and then kind of put it over my head to fabricate like that? That's my pointy hat.
roll a persuasion check.
With that.
That's gonna be, dude. That is not gonna go well. Oh, it's a 15.
You fooled some of those people are like, okay.
Pointy hat?
Yeah.
It's pointy. It's a hat. You know, anything's a hat if you put it on your head. But as you guys sit there for a little while, you'll notice that the teacher in the front, she's teaching a spell called on the board. It says Defender's Grip, And if you guys stay for the entirety of the lecture, you will gain this spell to your itinerary.
That sounds like a plan to me. Nobody good with that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's audit the class. Sits back. Gets ready. Very excited about all the pointy hats in the room.
Okay, yeah. So I'll explain that when the class has ended. Lima, you've found a nice little grove. There is a kind of a bird bath here with a fountain pond, koi pond, and there's students just kind of sitting around studying. But this is the most peaceful spot in the entire university area, and I'd like to know what you're doing.
So I'm going to lay out a blanket from my bag and put my back, with against a wall, essentially, like with basically just a wall behind me, just for security purposes. And I'm going to sit and meditate for a bit.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check with advantage because you're focusing on this one thing.
Okay.
That's a 12.
12. One more. 8.
And an 8. On a 12, Lima, as you sit there and begin meditating, you're going to feel that sense of dread kind of overtake you again.
Oh, I don't like this.
It is discouraging in a sort of way. You just feel like this sense of there's no way for you to stop this. This overwhelming doubt kind of creeps into your mind, which is not something you're very familiar with. But you also feel that the amulet around your neck begins to feel warm again.
Okay.
Are you going to check it?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to look down on it for sure.
Yeah. It's glowing, but it's flickering in a way. It's like it'll glow and then it'll just, as soon as it gets to a peak, it'll flicker out and it'll start to try to glow again. It'll flicker out almost as if it's trying to power itself, but it just can't get there. It's clearly not as strong as it was when you fought the Black Knight and it was at full power.
So it feels like what Mage Adderall was saying earlier about the about the magic starting to go away from the world, and that is terribly troubling.
With that, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. Lima, as you're sitting there and looking at this, you're going to get the feeling like somebody's watching you. And as you look up, you're going to see that Adoran is standing there, just like kind of a little distant away, just like looking at you. And he's going to say, "What is it you have there? What is that?" As he approaches.
And he's talking about my amulet.
Yeah, because he sees it flickering. You're kind of holding it, but even keeping to yourself, it's glowing.
This is my amulet. It's a family heirloom. I've had it for my entire life.
A family heirloom. Do you know what that is?
It's an item that gets passed from generation to generation within a family.
Sarcastic.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused as to what you mean.
What you're dealing with there is what some of us would call, in our line of work, an arcane focus. But to you, it's family history. It seems like yours is bound to something. I've never seen one of that design. Do you know where it's from, other than your family?
No, not really, no.
Would you mind if I took a look at it?
Lima's going to eye him suspiciously.
You can insight check him if you'd like.
Okay. 13.
He's not malicious.
Okay.
He's not being malicious. He's genuinely like interested in this.
Okay. And given what she's seen so far of him too. Okay, so she'll take the necklace off and hand it over to him to look.
Yeah, as you hold it out for him to grab it, he's just going to put his hands out, and before he even touches it, he pulls his hand back. You are dealing with something that is incredibly powerful. I can't even touch it. And he goes to touch it again, and it just kind of knocks his hand back. Like anyone reaching out, like him reaching out to take it from you, which pushes him back.
Okay.
You are very important to this whole thing, aren't you?
I don't know anything about any personal importance here. All I know was I was at the ceremony to make a wish. I was compelled to act because the Dark Knight was destroying what should have been a very wonderful day for a lot of people. That's all I can say.
Did you feel powerful when you were fighting the foe at the tree?
Well, he almost killed me. So at that point, not exactly.
Yes, but your magic, how strong was your magic in that moment?
Let's just say I managed to turn a bug into
Nothing.
a pit of sorts.
You are a novice of sorts in your craft of magic, and yet you are able to fight off an otherworldly creature.
My gifts were given to me by the gods. I serve the gods.
Yes, the gods, of course.
Dismissive.
As he looks at the amulet and then back to you. Yes, it's the gods.
I wouldn't expect you to partake in my particular faith, but that's fair. And then she puts it back on.
You should do something, Lima. Do not let others know that you have that amulet. Keep it safe. If power like that potentially falls into the wrong hands, it could be used very dangerously.
Okay. Sounds good.
And with that, he's just gonna like read the room and walk away.
He's done with this conversation.
He's like, all right, back to the school. All right. Gimlet, you have arrived back to the reagents supply section, and you have your fake ID, and I'd like to know what you're doing.
Oh, well, Gimlet was trying to steal one from somebody.
Oh, I thought you were making one.
No, I've got no forgery abilities whatsoever. That was just from Rob. Gimlet's trying to pickpocket somebody for one.
Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check to pickpocket one of the nearest students.
All right. That's a 13.
A 13 is going to be a success, but here is the flavor of what happens. As you walk past this one of these students here, a human boy, you kind of like bump into him, and in that scuffle you do pickpocket him, but he's going to turn and be like, watch where you're going.
Gimlet will just sort of give him a look and say, oh, sorry, friend. I'm just not paying too much attention. This is such an interesting place. You have a good day. And he's sort of,
better start paying attention. And he's going to turn and walk away.
So once that is not going to bite me in the ass later. Oh, wait, I'm sure it will. Gimlet will go up to the reagent table there, and he's going to use minor conjuration to give himself a pointy hat.
Okay. And she's going to look down and be like, have you brought your ID for reagents? You've brought your ID with you this time?
Present the ID, which might say human on it.
Yeah, she's going to look at this. Roll a persuasion check. Or I'm sorry, deception check.
Ooh,
An 8. On an 8, she's going to look down and be like, Are you sure this is your ID?
Are you sure?
What's wrong with it? He says.
It says
These
that
are not
you're
the
a
same
human,
joke.
but you're very clearly a gnome.
And we're in a magic school. Do the math.
Roll deception at advantage because now she feels really self-conscious.
Okay, that's not a great one. See how the advantage works out. That's another 8 at advantage.
All right. She feels so self-conscious. She's going to stop right there and think and like start looking around to see if anybody else is around to assist her. With that, let's jump back over to Ghostblade and nobody. Yeah, you guys have been sitting in this class. Time is going to pass, and you're going to be able to take notes. And if you've been paying fully attention, you will now be able to use the spell Defender's Grip, which I will attach to your character sheets later. But pretty much what you can do is you use a contested strength save or a contested spell against a target. And should they fail it, you pull them 30 feet closer to you, up to 30 feet towards you in a straight line.
That's pretty good for giant tieflings and dagger-wielding rogues, huh? Am I right, Ghostblade?
Oh, I'm pretty happy.
Friend.
Murder, 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 murder.
The student sitting next to you looks over and a bead of sweat goes down her face. She's going to close her books and leave.
That's fair. That's fair, friend.
That's a good thing I didn't have the pink unicorn next to me, too.
She could have rolled into the classroom.
Does he still have the dagger on his head?
Yes. Gimlet standing there, another person steps over and says, "What seems to be the issue here? Is there a problem?" She's still holding your fake ID.
I mean, it's a real ID. It's just not my real ID.
Lawyers and dragons, folks.
Do we have a situation here?
I don't think so. I'm just waiting for them to make with the things. Gimlet says. The reagents.
Give me a persuasion check on this new person.
Persuasion or deception?
Are you lying to them, or because you didn't say a lie with that last statement?
So, that's
Wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah,
we're going to hold on Gimlet there as this person who's clearly like the overseer is going to take the ID and wave a spell over it and kind of over you, casting Zone of Truth. And that's where we're going to hold it on Gimlet for today as we jump back over to Lima. Lima, do you continue meditating after that situation?
Yes.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check.
All right.
With advantage because this is the only thing you're focusing on.
All right.
Nat 20. You don't even have to roll again. Lima, as everything that the Grand Mage had just told you is kind of seeping in, you're really thinking about it. And as that's all happening, your vision starts to cloud itself, similar to the last few times. Now, in the past, you had seen the other trees when this had happened. It could be visions or memories. You still don't fully understand, and you haven't communicated it to anybody. But as this all happens, you look down at the amulet, and for a second you blink, and as you look up, you see different hands holding an amulet, not unlike yours. But the clothes that the person is wearing are of dark color.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
The person is wearing.
Do I recognize the hands from the last time?
It's different. It's different hands from the last time.
Okay.
The last time they were more feminine hands. This time it's definitely masculine-like hands holding it. But as you look down, you see that there is a very dark-like armor holding this amulet.
Oh no!
And the vision, the eyesight, first-person view is going to look up and see other people who are wearing armor, not unlike the people that were in the tavern on our first episode, who are pulling their hoods up. And the town itself looks completely different from any town that you've seen yourself in your whole life. This is a completely different town.
Okay.
And then the person turns and you see their reflection in a window of a local tavern, and you see staring back at you is Kovas, your brother.
No.
And with that, that is where we are going to end today's episode of Lawyers and Dragons, folks.
Every time.
So much family
Every
drama.
time.
Wow. All right. Well, adventures at the Magic Academy. We got a lot of lore. We got a lot of interesting stuff. We had fun. We had shenanigans, folks. Thank you so much, especially to David, who puts up with all of these shenanigans, tries to figure out how to navigate us to something remotely resembling a story as we goof in all directions. David, you are amazing as always. Find him at Prototopics. He does this all the time. So please do check him out. He is so fantastic. And he's responsible for that intro. People ask me every episode, that intro that y'all like so much. That's David. That's Prototopics. Thank you so much. For the rest of us, the lawyers on YouTube, you know where to find me. You're here. But Ian has 2 channels now, Roll of Law and Runkle of the Bailey. Please do check him out. Ian, thank you so much again. Alita, Lima Carnelian, the scariest cleric on Earth, or whatever this planet is called. You can find her at Legal Bytes. She's having a lot of fun going over a lot of court cases and having great conversations over there. And of course, Rob, Law and Lumber, the man with the unicorn, pink, gaudy, and ready to murder. Thank you so much, buddy. Had a great episode with you. Folks in chat, thank you for putting memberships out there, doing super chats, doing support, just interacting. It is fantastic. We were over 1,000 simultaneous viewers again today. This is so much fun for us. And I just want to say that outside of everything else, it's just amazing for us to do and amazing for us to have these interactions with the community. Look forward to episode 6. Who knows what'll happen then? We've got more brothers in play. We've got crazy things. Will Gimlet ever actually get reagents that I think we were promised by the Archmage? But that's fine. We'll figure it out next week, Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern. Have a great one, everybody. And we will see you very soon.
Goodbye.